All right, welcome back to the channel. And the blame game in boxing continues as an old fact resurfaces where Gervonta Davis is accused of lying about a contract sent to Shakur Stevenson. And this, of course, is further proof that Gervonta Davis is not a big star, never will be a big star, and never gives fight fans what they want. Very convenient that this is on the heels of Terrence Crawford saying some things to Gervonta Davis, which in my opinion are closely related to the idea of this contract that Gervonta Davis sent Shakur not being real and just being a way to duck. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. And again, we're dedicating a video to try to push against the wave of bad reporting being done across YouTube about Gervonta Davis. And this time, Gervonta Davis's main nemesis in his weight division, the excellent fighter, Shakur Stevenson. This, of course, is nothing new. However, since Terrence Crawford accused Gervonta Davis of never fighting anyone, again, it's not surprising that the same old people that are always trying to tear down Gervonta have used this as a way to continue the BS conversation around one of the most significant fighters of this century. Significant. And that is because of what he's done monetarily in the lightweight division. I don't think anybody's seen this before. A guy like Gervonta Davis doing what he's doing. But before I get into the details of it, let me welcome you back to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. If you feel like supporting the channel, and super thanks, hey, that is an excellent way to support this channel. As you know, the boxing market is getting a little bit saturated. So, hey, supporters, I really do appreciate whenever you can support. But here we go. Gervonta Davis, and this was said months and months and months ago, sent an offer to Shakur Stevenson's team for a fight. This was told to me personally by Kenny Ellis and Calvin Ford. Now, he sends the deal. Shakur Stevenson says that he doesn't want it or doesn't respond. I don't know which of the two it is. But I had also interviewed Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur Stevenson was very clear about the fact that he was not going to be fighting Gervonta Davis next. As you know, Shakur's contract with Top Rank had run out. So he was trying to figure out where his next promotional home was going to be. And he had to make the best business decision for himself for the next several years. So he was non-committal to just fighting Gervonta next. So the offer was made, and Shakur Stevenson stayed true to form and said, look, I'm not able to do that right now because I'm trying to work on a multi-fight deal for myself where the money is. And there was all kind of tweets around that, like, hey, I got to go get the bag. Getting the bag for him meant fighting on a Turkey al-Sheikh card, right? And that's the decision that he made. Now, if you want to say that Shakur should have not done that, Shakur should have fought Gervonta, hey, that's fine. If you have that opinion about Shakur, I don't have a problem with what Shakur did. I don't have any problem with his approach. However, the deal does not, just because Shakur Stevenson did something that some people could think was, not what they wanted, that doesn't mean that Gervonta Davis ducked the man. Doesn't mean that Gervonta Davis lied about fighting the guy, right? Now, this comes right after Terrence Crawford says what he says. Now, obviously, Terrence Crawford is trying to jab Gervonta Davis to support his guy, Shakur, who, again, is Gervonta Davis's nemesis. I don't think it's in any way, some accidental thing, something he just decided to do for his own goodwill. No, he's probably doing that to force him to get that fight with Shakur and give Shakur the real big individual payday. Now, I have always wanted to say this. I think that there was a way that fight could get made and Shakur can get a multi-fight deal that would allow him to go and do whatever he wants to do, whether that's fight on DAZN or fight on Amazon Prime. And that is, he needs to sign with a promoter. And one promoter that nobody talks about, or at least I've never heard suggest for Shakur Stevenson, is a guy named Samson Leskovich, who is the promoter of David Benavidez. He's been the promoter of Rayo Valenzuela, who's the WBA 140-pound champion. And he is somebody that has taken his fighters to every network. He's got a great working relationship with Al Heyman. He's got a very good working relationship with Eddie Hearn and the people at DAZN. And I have no reason to doubt that he wouldn't be able to have the same relationship with Bob Arum and Top Rank. He's a guy like that is perfectly positioned for somebody like Shakur Stevenson. However, that's not really what's going to happen because Shakur is fighting on a deal with, I do believe he signed with Eddie Hearn, that where he inevitably is going to be fighting on a bunch of Turkey Al-Sheikh cards. But again, that has nothing to do with Gervonta Davis's desire to fight him. Just like that has nothing to do with the fight that Gervonta Davis did not have with Vasily Lomachenko. That fight having not taken place has nothing to do with Gervonta Davis and everything to do with Vasily Lomachenko. Same thing would go for a Williams Zepeda that you may want him to fight there. Even if you go to 140 pounds, there's news coming out that most of the people that you guys would want to see Gervonta fight at 140 are already leaving 140 pounds for a proposed tournament that Turkey Al-Sheikh is trying to put on, assuming that it would be in Saudi Arabia. In the day, though, look, man, I would love to see the specific fights that fight fans want to see. But I am not going to cry over spilt milk, and I am going to watch the fight that Gervonta has next with the guy that he fights next and the guy that Shakur fights next, and hopefully the two of these guys are going to meet. But I'm not going to deny myself the joy of watching these two guys fight people other than themselves just because I have some, I have a preference for those guys fighting each other and give me what I want right now. But that's not how the world works. You know what I mean? You give orders to people and if people work for you and hey, you want it done like yesterday, but it takes time for those guys those people to put themselves in a position sometimes of acting on and completing the task that you set for them. So it's just going to be a slow burn and it just takes time. And boxing is one of those things where it's a slow burn and, but eventually, hey man, that thing sparks and it winds up giving you a lot of the things that you like. If you look back on the last several years, there's been a lot of good fights over the last several years. We would like them to be monthly, but hey, it's just hasn't fallen that way on the PBC side. But it's been fairly active on the side of the people that are losing money on every fight. That's a little scary, but hey, it'll work itself out on the wash. But please, can we stop this narrative that Gervonta Davis is somehow ducking everybody in the world? It's just ridiculous. Or that he's not going to ever make it to a certain level if he doesn't do exactly what this guy wants or what that lady wants. That's nonsense because he's already reached that level. Give the man his respect. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.